Hey guys, this is a quick video on wiring the vehicle speed sensor for a Toyota MR2 SW20. Some of these e153 transmissions come equipped with a cable speed sensor, and others come, the later models come with a electric speed sensor. In a lot of cases you have to upgrade from your cable speed sensor to an electric speed sensor, and the question is, how do you wire it up? So the sensor itself fits into the transmission without any problem, so you can exchange a cable sensor for an electric sensor, but you will not have any wiring on your harness in some cases for that sensor, so you'll need to wire it up. So here is the pigtail. Here is the pigtail for the speed sensor. Okay, it has 3 leads. So looking at it from the back with the tab on top, the wire that is on the left, and in this case it's a yellow and red wire. On some other pigtails it may be a different color, but anyway, looking at it from this position, the wire on the left is the signal wire. Okay, this is the wire that carries the speed pulses that need to go to the gauge cluster. Okay, the wire in the middle is the ground, and the wire in the right, in this case it's brown, okay, but it may not be brown on your pigtail. Okay, the wire on the right is the power supply, 12 volts. It needs to be a fused power supply with a 7.5 amp fuse. I'm going to show you how you do that, okay, if you don't have that provisioned on your harness. Okay, so just go by the positions of the wires, do not go by the colors. The wire that is on the left, looking from the back with the tab on top, is the signal. The middle wire is the ground, and the wire on the right is the power supply, 12 volts. Okay, so how I've wired this up is in the engine bay fuse box. I've taken this neat little thing, it's called a fuse tap. Okay, it's on the EFI fuse, which is also happens to be a 7.5 amp fuse. Okay, so the fuse tap allows you to double up on the same circuit. Okay, and so it preserves the original circuit, and it adds a wire for an additional device if needed. So this is the wire coming off the fuse tap. I made a little notch in the bottom, in the wall of the fuse box, okay, so it can pass through, and this wire goes to the power supply wire on the speed sensor, right? So that is, it goes all the way to the terminal that's on the right. Okay, and then the ground brought it up from the speed sensor connector to this ground point, this very convenient little ground point on the firewall. Okay, so it shares a ground point with I don't know, it's one of the other ground points on the engine block. Anyway, it's a pretty good ground point. So that's how I've wired it up. You got a ground, you got a power supply and a ground, and then the signal comes out, and it's a long wire that has to go all the way through the firewall and underneath the console all the way to the front to connect to the back of the gauge cluster. So there you have it.